number one concern I hear from employers when we talk about migrating to a self-insured or partially self-insured environment is that they don't want to be responsible for all the claims. Stop loss or reinsurance is how you protect yourself. As a mid-size employer, you will always have reinsurance. You would never have a plan that didn't include reinsurance. And guess what? If you're fully insured, you have stop loss insurance or reinsurance. It's built into your premium and it benefits the insurance carrier. You just don't see it. Hi, my name is Allison DePauli and I started Altiqe Consulting to help employers like you get off the healthcare spend escalator, higher and higher costs, and back to running your business. We help employers like you take control of your healthcare spend and get budgeting predictability. The happy side effect of that is better access to high quality care for your employees and lower out-of-pocket costs. Our clients don't hear, sorry, the best we could do is a less bad renewal. What they hear instead is, your employee had access to high quality care, you paid a fair price for it, and you paid only for the health care that your employees consumed. When you hear this, you can expect your healthcare costs will decrease by 10 or 20% every year and remain flat. For the best advice about how to shrink your healthcare benefits budget, make it predictable and controllable, all the while improving benefits for your employees, subscribe to my channel below and hit the bell to be notified when we release new videos, typically on Tuesday. So, stop loss insurance. Stop loss is not health insurance, and it's rated completely in a different manner. It is designed to protect you, the employer, from any large claims incurred by your employee. It is protection for you, not protection for the employee. Stop loss, while often considered a commodity, should absolutely not be a commodity. There are high quality providers and there are low quality providers, just like most things in life. And like anything else that is rated on risk, accurate rates depend on solid data. Don't skimp here. More is always better than less, even if it's ugly. So here's what goes into a good, solid, reliable stop loss or reinsurance quote. A complete census with all your employees. It's 2020. You should be able to pull this out of your payroll system. And if you don't have a payroll system, get a payroll system that allows you to do this. A current benefits guide, SBC, something that says what the current benefits are. If you're already self-insured, even ASO with a carrier, then we're going to need monthly claims and large claimant detail. And we're going to need that information not just for the current year, but for the past 3 years as well. And yes, you should be able to get your hands on this. Any narrative to help fill in the gaps. Let me give you an example. Let's say that your employee population has a large number of people with diabetes. In South Texas, where I am, that is not an uncommon thing. However, there is a very big difference between having 25 people who have diabetes on your plan that are taking their medication, their numbers are consistently in normal range, they're getting their preventive care limited but not included to routine primary care, a regular visit to an endocrinologist, they're getting their teeth cleaned, and they're getting their eyes checked. Okay, all of those things mean that somebody with diabetes will cost your plan a little bit of money, but not very much. That is a completely different underwriting risk than a group that has 25 people that have diabetes and 5 aren't taking their medication, 4 don't even know they have diabetes. You just see from the claims some things that indicate that they have diabetes. Somebody's just had a toe amputated, somebody else has a foot ulcer, and you have no idea what's going on with the other 10 that we haven't mentioned. That is a completely different risk. It is worth your time to make sure you're in category 1 and not category 2. So this shouldn't sound too unfamiliar. This is the same kind of rating structure that workers' comp uses, not identical, but it's a good comparison. So There are items that you want to pay specific attention to when you are reviewing the quote. And please make sure that you get the quote, not the summary. Okay, you want to see the actual quote with all of the cost factors, all the credits and decrements, and all of the compensation built into the quote. You want to get the quote, not the summary, and not the spreadsheet. It's really important. So what you're looking for when you look at the quote is gaps in coverage. Do the contracts match? Do the quoted contracts match either your current contract or is it the contract that you want moving forward? Specific advancement. If you have somebody that surpasses the specific deductible, that could be $40,000 or $75,000 or $150,000, you want to make sure that you're reimbursed for that in a timely fashion and not at the end of the plan year. You want to see what the lasers are or the specific limitations and exclusions for any high cost claimants. You want to know what the run-in limits are for both the specific and the aggregate, and you want to make sure that there is an option for terminal liability if you think you might need that. And if you do, if I comment below if you have some questions about that, I might create a new video if there's enough interest in that. You want to see if there's no new lasers. Sometimes it's okay if that's not an option, but you want to know that. And you want a guaranteed renewal clause. And confirmation, this is really important, you want confirmation that the stop loss policy wraps the plan document. In a self-funded plan, self-insured plan, the plan document trumps all. Every piece, your benefits guide, your stop loss policy, has to match what your plan document says. That's how you don't have any kind of weirdo problems further down the road. So, point number 4, make sure that the contract meets your needs. Reinsurance comes in a few flavors. Comes in a basic 12-12. That means that your contract starts on June 1st and it runs to May 31st the next year. The stop loss policy covers claims incurred in that time frame. That doesn't work for everybody. Typically, you'll see an employer choose either a run-in contract or a run-out contract. So a run-in contract comes in the flavors, typically, of 15-12, 18-12, 24-12. What that means is that the policy covers claims from day one, let's say that's June 1st, but it also covers claims from the past 3, 6, or 12 months. Okay? And a run-out contract is just the reverse. The flavors are 12-15, 12-18, 12-24. So it covers claims from the first date of policy inception, June 1st in our example, and then extends for 3, 6, or 12 months. Okay, there are different reasons for all these different kinds of contracts, and it is well worth the few-minute conversation to make sure that you have what suits your needs. There's 3 flavors for a reason. Different employers have different needs. So, terminal liability is purchased at the time you purchase the contract. It is protection if you think that there is a problem in your plan. It includes 3 months of run out automatically, and it may or may not require you to move back to a fully insured situation. I might post a video on that if you have some questions about that. So let me know below. The most important thing in underwriting a stop loss contract or a reinsurance contract is accuracy and detail of information. I know it's a pain. I know it. It's always a pain, right? But it is the most important thing. Employer disclosures need to be signed by the TPA, the employer, and the broker. The data needs to be accurate. Otherwise, you can have some problems further down the road, and it's not necessary. Data is easier and easier to get. Sometimes you have to ask a few times, but it's easier to get than ever, and that is how you contain your costs. Just like in every other area of your business, what are the inputs? They produce the output. Same for a stop loss policy. So don't let anybody tell you that these documents are just a formality. They are not. They are the basis of your plan, and you will live and die by what they say. So If you are interested in leveling the playing field and making your healthcare plan work for you and your employees, if you're interested in saving your plan significant plan dollars, click the link below and let's see if we're a good fit.